Hello, good to see you. Great to have you here once again. So thankful you dropped by. Ever heard that expression, keeping up with the Joneses? Man, did I used to do that when I was younger. Thought I'd talk to you about that today. But for now, let's roll that intro. Oh, truth. Gosh, you came back quick. That intro's not very long, is it? 10 seconds goes by so quickly. Let me just put my coffee down. Nah, I don't think I can. Lady G bought me this mug. The coffee that came with it didn't last very long. So, I wanted to talk to you about keeping up with the Joneses. You know, that thing that we do when we compete with somebody over something quite honestly, and in my experience, predominantly futile, or not worth the time I invested in it. Keeping up with the Joneses is a difficult thing because for some strange reason they always got more than you, can always do more than you, can always be more than you. And the reason is we pick the wrong people to compete with. See, if you remember in my last video, the thing that I said was, whereas I used to compete with other people, the only person I now compete with is the guy that I was yesterday. That's the only person in my life, in your life, that's actually worth competing with, to be better than you were yesterday. But we get caught up in all manner of junk, in all manner of stuff. We try and buy bigger houses, we want designer clothes, we want expensive watches, we want bigger cars, we want better holidays. Some of us buy boats and goodness knows what. What for? Hello, you. What for? What's the point of having all of this stuff? See, I'm reminded of the words of the Apostle Paul. The end of his life, he said, "This one thing I do." So we get so busy, caught up with competing with other people, that what it does is it takes our focus off the thing we should be accomplishing. That's why so many people get through their life and they die now, but they don't actually leave the earth for another 25, 50 years. Why did they die? Because they got into competition with somebody or something that distracted them from fulfilling their destiny. It took them away from their purpose. I know this because I've been there. And don't think I'm perfect, because it wasn't that long ago. I'm talking like last year, 2018. Got into that again, trying to compete with the wrong people. Now, there are people that understand the journey I've been through, and they misjudged who it was they thought I was competing with. I wasn't actually in competition with anybody that they assumed I was. But I was competing with something that was destroying me, that was robbing me of the life I was living. Who was I competing with? The image, I should say the false image, the false representation, the false dream of who I thought I should be by this point in my life. I was not content to be who I was, where I was, and carry on the journey, carry on learning, carry on growing, carry on getting better every single day. There are no shortcuts to success. People tell me this all the time. I've heard so many people say it. You can jump 1 or 2 rungs on the ladder, and most of the time God will help you do it, purely through your obedience, purely through your sacrifice, purely through your discipline and your longevity. But when you try on any ladder to jump 1, 2, any more rungs than that, you put yourself in danger. Had to disappear for a second. Postman's just been. So the danger is that you make the ladder unsafe. So this thing you call life, when you're trying to succeed, when you're taking shortcuts you don't need to take because you're competing with people you don't need to compete with, you make the ladder of your life unsafe. I spent a lot of my life trying to compete with people, wrong people, for whatever reasons. Now, a lot of that came out of the fact that I'm insecure, or I was insecure, that I had some real issues about myself as a person, never thought I was good enough, never thought I was capable enough. So I began to compete with people that didn't even know I was competing with them. I tried to be the best at what I do. I tried to be better than other people. There was a long time ago when every time I began a new relationship with somebody that does what I do, I'd imitate them. Now, imitation is the greatest form of flattery when it's done for the right reasons. When you try to imitate somebody to then compete with them because you have no identity yourself, you have no self-worth, you have no self-esteem, you become unstable. And the ladder of your life becomes dangerous. I'm 6'5". I don't like heights. I don't like climbing up ladders. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm never going to put a ladder on an unsafe platform. I'm never going to put it up against an unstable wall. Yet I did that every single day of my life. When I was competing with people I didn't need to be competing with. Then just a while ago, a few months ago, I kept thinking about what I said the Apostle Paul said. This one thing I do. See, I don't need to compete with anybody. I need to complete the thing I'm here to do. That changes how you do things, because that gives you singularity of focus. That stops you looking at everybody and everything as an opportunity for competition. And you begin to forge right relationships. You begin to forge right mindsets. You begin to forge right attitudes. Why? Because all of a sudden you are now focused on the one thing bigger than you, greater than you, that will pull you through your life until competition is eliminated and completion is achieved. Stop competing and start completing. Life is not complicated when your focus is singular. When all you are doing is to achieve the one thing you are here to do. And guess what? It is going to take the rest of your life to achieve it. Don't think for 1 second this is a 5-minute fix. You are going to need to give your life to do the one thing you do, because only at the end of your life will you have achieved it. All the time we're competing, we are moving ourselves further and further and further away from the thing you and I were put on this earth by God to achieve, to complete. Look at the relationships you've got in your life. Look at the friends you've got. Look at the people you surround yourself with. And ask yourself, are you competing with anybody other than the person you were yesterday? Because any other competition simply is not worth it. I have a beautiful car. I live in a beautiful house. I have great clothes. I have great friends. I have great relationships. Beautiful little dog, wonderful family, incredible people that love me. Why on earth would I need to compete with anybody? Society will tell you, you have got to be better than the next person. But I want to tell you, God simply wants you to be the best you can be, and nothing else. That's all you need to do. Hope that helps you. Hope that blesses you. Hope that challenges the way that you think. Hope it breaks down some wrong mindsets that we all have, because nobody teaches us these things properly. And I hope you'll do me a favor. Tell your friends. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Click on that bell right there. Yeah, that little one there, right there, to get those notifications when I post a new video. Have a blessed week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, my word. I need more coffee.